I think we might be live. Might be. Not sure. If we're live, what's poppin' peeps? Welcome to the channel. We're just gonna be vibing out, playing some decks. Just gonna see what we got going on here. Ayo! So, yeah, looks like we're all good. I'm just waiting for the ads to go. Yeah, I think we're all live here now. Sick. So I'm gonna be playing some PTCGO. And I basically, like, one thing that I've been trying to do myself is stream a little bit more. So for anyone who doesn't know, I've been doing the streaming on Atlas Twitch on Mondays. And I was like, I create a lot of content. I have a whole whiteboard filled with stuff that I have to record. And it's one of those things where I could probably record some of that content while I stream instead of doing it privately and kind of hang out with peeps. So basically how this stream is going to work is I'm going to kind of hang out in between rounds. And while I'm building decks, I'm going to try to record some content when we play some good matchups with decks. Or if I know it's a game that I don't necessarily want to record, we can kind of talk freely through it. But I do want to use some of the content on the channel. So you get a little bit of a sneak preview if you watch the whole thing. So that's one thing that I want to share. One deck that I've been really wanting to cover on the channel is gotta be Ice Rider. Ice Rider is currently my favorite deck in the format, or one of my favorite decks in the format. So here's my Ice Rider list. All of these lists are going to be available on the channel soon. So I'm not necessarily like gonna put them there. If anyone like really wants to list, I can make sure to make it happen. But yeah, we'll see exactly how it all goes. So, yeah, how's everyone doing tonight? Is anyone doing anything fun tonight, or what's going on tonight? So I feel like I can move the placement of this slightly. I don't know if that works there. I'm just looking at how I place that. Okay, I don't like how that's placed. That looks okay. I'm just changing some stuff with the stream a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks good. Yeah, awesome. Yo, what's poppin', peeps? So I am gonna jump into some gameplay. So this is the list that I'm gonna play with. I'm watching a live stream tonight. Should be fun. Yo, let's go. I mean, I was like, do I want to take a nap? Do I want to do anything? I'm like really been bad at procrastinating. Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond has really been taking a lot of my free time. So I'm happy to play it. I don't know how long I'll be playing these decks for, but it's just one of those things where I'm probably going to jump from deck to deck and try to grab some content out of it, or see exactly what we have available. So while I'm playing these games, if anyone just wants to let the other chat members know that I'm probably going to be inactive in chat just so I can focus on it. I feel like a lot of peeps are just like, yo, Zach, you weren't focusing on the game, and then I don't totally mess it up, so we're going to try. So yeah. So we won the coin flip. Let's go. That's sick. Yeah, we want to go first when it comes to this deck. It's much better to go first in general. And our hand's not too bad. We have access to like an Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX next turn. Although I would like to see like a Sobble. I also think it's only worthwhile to bench one Pokemon because there's no advantage of us benching this other Ice Rider Calyrex V. See what we get. We got another Ice Rider. That's fine. I think all we want to do here is just go for Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, or Ice Rider Calyrex V. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna put that down. I think it's better in case our opponent gets an escape rope or a boss or something. Let's just go Water Energy, and we're gonna go pass. I think that sounds like the total play. So, I'm hoping our opponent doesn't get a Crushing Hammerheads. What the heck? That could be a little bit tough. With Fog Crystal, okay, so our opponent's playing a Dragapult deck. This should be okay, relatively, but we'll see how it plays out. That's getting down the Sobble. Like, these Sobbles probably aren't going to necessarily be as good as against Dragapult, but we can go ahead here and just go Crushing Hammer. Let's take away our opponent's energy. Let's go for Capacious Bucket. So their deck has a lot less energies than most other decks. Same thing as ours. They can't balance the energies as nice as we can. So we're going to hang out with this. Let's do that. Let's do this. And we're going to go ahead with the Pierce. I think it just makes more sense to get an attack off than get an Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX out. Now, if we were threatened by an OHKO in return, we could go for the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Obviously, use your discretion when it comes down to it. And yeah, our opponent's just going to have a way out of it. But maybe they'll get an attack off. Maybe they won't. We'll see. They're already down like a decent bit of cards. We just need to hope that our opponent doesn't keep on getting Crushing Hammers as they are getting Crushing Hammers. It certainly can get a little bit annoying. And the fact that they're not attaching a special energy means that we can't necessarily match tempo with them. Now, since they're only using Shred, we can go ahead and attack them with Max Lance. So that's exactly what we're going to start off with. We're going to go Drizzile here. We're going to search through our deck for the first time. I think it's worthwhile to check through, see exactly what's going on. I do want to grab a Melanie here. And yeah, we do want to see what we have in here. We do have access to Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. We do have access to Water Energies. So let's go ahead here and go Melanie onto our active. And let's go for an Ice Rider. We could have grabbed another Ice Rider. That might have been a little bit better. The Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX beforehand, but it doesn't really matter too much. Because all we could have really been hoping for was like... I don't even know what we really could have been hoping for, to be honest. Not a lot. So let's evolve here. Now, we have the choice to go between Rider the High King or not. We could do 40 damage to our opponent's active Pokemon. 40 damage plus 250 plus... I think that we need to go with Max Lance for 1 energy. I think that might be better. And then just attach the other one the next turn. I'm kind of about that play. So let's go ahead and do that. We're not going to put this Ice Rider Calyrex V down just so our opponent can get some max phantom damage on it or not. So we're going to go for Max Lance, 1 energy hits. So that's going to give us the perfect kind of 2-shot numbers where we're going to have to discard 2 energies next turn, but we're likely getting knocked out anyways. So I think that sounds pretty good for us in general. Our opponent's probably going to go for some kind of double knockout, kind of whatever, but we'll have access to Inteleon and other cool things. So far, I think we're in an okay spot. Our opponent could also maybe, I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they'll try to set up another Dragapult V and put Horror Psychic Energy on it. We have access to Fan of Waves. Like, we got some stuff that we could do. We're really just waiting for our opponent to play out their turn. They're committing another energy to get knocked out. We're going to commit another energy and knock them out. So we're going to be a little bit ahead on the prize trade, not by much, and I don't think we're in like the craziest good position, but we are mounting a little bit of a comeback. Our opponent's going crazy with these Crushing Hammers. It's actually so annoying. Thankfully, they got the tails there, because I was going to be like, I don't really want to attach 2 energies to this Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, and let's hope we can get something decent off our hand. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Maybe they're just going to go for 60. I would totally be like vibing if they wanted to go 60 against us. Oh, let's go. With them having a full bench, we're beginning to be able to go 160 against them, 160 plus 130, 290, not enough for a knockout. But that's okay. Let's go. Water Energy goes here. Let's go. Quick Ball goes on. I don't really want to discard the Capacious Bucket because it'd be really nice to search with Drizzile, but let's go Quick Ball away the Capacious Bucket anyways. I think it's just better for us to get set up. I could have discarded the Ice Rider. That might have been a little bit better considering we had all 3, but it probably doesn't matter in the long run. We're just going to be able to get set up here, and I mean, I'm feeling pretty happy in general. We can go Level Ball here. Level Ball for Drizzile. I think I might just go for the Rider the High King play. That might just be better. And not knock them out, because that would take away their access to Raihan. I do want to get set up here a little bit, so I'm going to grab a Melanie. I think Melanie just seems like the best choice that we could possibly make right now. And I am going to go for the Quick Shitting Inteleon. So we do, what, 160, which puts them at 290. We would get the knockout on this in between turns. I don't think they're going to have any crazy way to get between it, and we have the extra energies for an attack. And if worse comes to worse, we have some other cool things that we could do. I know that it doesn't necessarily give us a crazy cool Boss's Orders play or anything else like that, but I also don't lose my energies. So let's go ahead and Quick Shitting the active. We're going to give them another turn potentially with this Pokemon, but they also might invest another energy or just hit us with 60. So I'm pretty cool with that. No reason to put Air Balloon down either. We're going to go Rider the High King. for almost a knockout. We're 10 HP remaining, but again, we are so close with the quick shooting that we're in a pretty good spot. Our opponent's already down 3 Crushing Hammers, and after getting 2 Crushing Hammer heads, we're kind of chilling. And they did evolve into the other Dragapult VMAX, so we can start attacking into that Pokemon. If they split their energies, it's weak now, so we could possibly go for some kind of Crushing Hammer, Fan of Waves play. We do have access to our other energies since our opponent did discard them. We can Melanie, we have Scoop Up Net. Like, we have a lot of options that we could do here. So I'm pretty happy overall with how this deck's playing out, especially after our opponent hit us with those Crushing Hammers, which gave us a little bit of a rocky start. Any kind of coin flip card can really change the tide of a game. And I know it gets a little bit like rough with the luckiness, but I don't know. It's something that we got to deal with. So let's see exactly what we got going on here. They did decide to go with the energy there, so they are going to lose both of their energies. Kind of makes me wish that I didn't go for Melanie, and I might have predicted a little bit better. I should have maybe gone for a boss just to get the extra damage off on the other Dragapult, but we'll see. Another Crushing Hammer? Are you serious? Okay, whew. I'm glad that they're searching for those. Okay, cool. Quick Shooting Inteleon, that's something that I could definitely deal with. I'm fine, we both have a Quick Shooting Inteleon. One thing that you're playing against an Inteleon deck, it's good to kind of match the amount of Quick Shooting Inteleon you have with your opponent, so you could actually do stuff with it. Makes it a little bit better. So there's the Max Phantom there. I'm totally cool with it. I hope they place the damage counters on the Drizzile or something weird like that. They might just end up doing... okay, they are going to go after the Ice Rider, that's fine. Here we have opportunities to, before we play a supporter, we might be able to get a boss or something that allows us to get a boss. So let's draw our 2 prize cards first with Quick Shooting. I think that sounds really good in general. We're going to take 3 prize cards, so it sounds great. We did have a couple of the Sobbles prize, so I'm totally fine with it. Nothing crazy going on over here. Our opponent does have 6 cards in their hands. Maybe it's better for us to go for some kind of Melanie play or not. I'm honestly not sure how I feel. I am going to go for an Ice Rider Calyrex attached to this one. I am going to put the other Sobble down. I do want to keep everything else that we currently have here, so I'm quite fine with it. I want to leave this up in the active spot as much as possible. Let's go ahead here. I think I want to go Scoop Up Net and just start getting the damage on the Dragapult, but that does take away some potential damage. I think I'm going to go ahead and play the Marnie. So let's see what we can get with this Marnie here. The Crushing Hammer could be good. Certainly not going to be bad. So we have access to Drizzile. We have access to some stuff. Like, I'm feeling pretty good, and our opponent's out of Crushing Hammer stuff. So we can just go for a simple Ride of the High King and knock out our opponent's active Pokemon. I don't think there's anything else that I'm forgetting to do. I just want to make sure, especially when it comes to these like quick shooting decks, you might end up just forgetting something random. So let's, yeah. And getting another Sobble at this point, certainly not terrible. But we'll see how it plays out. Okay, so they are going to have the Raihan so they could start doing some snipey things. Now, I think our opponent's still like in a tough enough position where they might not necessarily be able to win the game as quickly as what they'd like. It's also like was not a good idea at all for our opponent to put the Dragapult V down, because now that's a 2 prize card option that we can knock out with Max Lance. Since they're out of the Crushing Hammers, they don't have a way to take care of this energy. If they don't affect our hands, I reasonably think we're able to go Drizzile, evolve into Sobble if they don't knock out the Sobble, and then we're able to go ahead and then search our deck for an Evolution Incense. So if our opponent does get the knockout on the Sobble, we won't necessarily have that play, but we'll see how it works out. Okay, 60 damage plus 20 damage brings us to 80 plus that. It doesn't get a knockout for them, so I think we're still chilling overall. So let's go ahead and send this up. We are in a little bit of a pickle if we don't get anything much, because we kind of lost our entire hand to that Marnie. This could be really bad, actually. So we are going to go quick shooting here on our opponent's Dragapult VMAX. I don't want to put like a Sobble down because our opponent potentially could knock out the Sobble and the Drizzile in the same turn. So let's go for Crushing Hammer. Let's see if we can get it. We're in a little bit of a pickle here. We are going to go ahead and pass our turn away. So we are in a really rough spot just because we drew into nothing. Again, our opponent with a boss's orders could just win the game. So even though we didn't necessarily get everything that we were looking for off the Marnie, and maybe we could have gone for the Melanie play, like their hand wasn't that big, it still was kind of okay. So there's the Psychic Energy. We'll see how this plays out. I wonder what they're going to do here. They might just go... They might actually have it with... No, they don't have it with Boss. I was going to say they can maybe even not be able to knock out the Inteleon and the Drizzile on the bench. But that's okay. It's also weird because Dragapult's not super played in this format, but we'll see. Yeah, and even if I had a Crobat or anything, there's still Path to the Peak in play and stuff like that, so I'm not entirely sure. This deck, I don't think it really needs the Crobats, but it's fine right now. So they are going to go for some Boss's Orders play. Let's see how this plays out here. Okay, so they are going to go Boss. They are going to go Quick Shooting. Okay, so they are going to take care of the active Pokemon. I think it would have been much better to take care of the Drizzile for what it's worth, because it doesn't look like they're going to be able to knock out both. It also would have been better to hit the Drizzile on the bench and try to knock out both in general. So if we are able to get through this, we will be able to still maybe win the game. So let's send up this. If we get an Evolution Incense, we have a really good shot at just winning this game. Are you? Okay. Okay, never mind. We don't have the other Quick Shooting Inteleon. Oh my gosh. That's okay. So our opponent would have to get another boss in order to win the game. And maybe they have it, maybe they don't. We're still gonna have to go Quick Shooting there. So unfortunately for us, we don't have the other one. The other one's hiding in the prize cards. 2 Sobbles and a Quick Shooting Inteleon. Shows you that you should check your prize cards a little bit more in these games. Let's go ahead here and pass and hope that our opponent does not have a boss. And that's really what you got to do in these games sometimes. Like sometimes Marty's just going to be tough. We'll see how it goes. We do have a chance to win the game next turn if we do get an energy. So there's 20 damage there. If they do another 20 damage, they could get another Quick Shooting Inteleon as well to win the game. They could do 20 and then snipe with Max Phantom. But we'll see if they're able to get that. They might just go ahead and attack us again. So we do survive yet another turn. If we do get an energy Melanie, we do take the game. Okay, so we're going to try to thin as much as we possibly can from this deck. So let's go Quick Ball. This is actually a crazy game. So let's go Quick Ball this away. We can see that there's another card in the deck. We have access to 3 energies. So 3 out of 24, 1 in every single 8 cards. We'd play the other Quick Ball, but there's no reason to do so. Let's go ahead and Professor's Research. If we get the energy, we can win the game. Yo! We're able to win the game. Let's go Water Energy here. Let's go ahead and Quick Shooting onto the active Pokemon. And we are going to be going for that Max Lance. Even if they had it, we could just go Fan of Waves. Even if they would have like knocked us out with recoil damage. So we can go Max Lance there. And that should be... Oh, you want to know what? I'm terrible at math. No! It tells you that I haven't necessarily got enough sleep today. So that was quite unfortunate, everybody. This was bad. So yeah, that was a good warm-up game. I got out all the badness inside of me. I think that was one of those things where I like to reflect after my games. Things that I could have done a little bit better was did my math better, because I'm totally like in front of a stream of like 60 people and I'm like, yo, we got the the knockout. Yeah, totally missed it there. But that's okay. Good to get all those bad luck vibes out of the way. Also, I'm going to be checking out the chat. It was still a good game. It was interesting. Do I like Someone's asking me, do I like Gengar VMAX? I do. Everything's going really well for me. So yeah, I'm just going to be playing some games, vibing in between the games and kind of talking about it. Math is actually the best deck in format, 100%. So we're going to get a better game. I mean, Dragapult's really one of those weird matchups where I'd rather not play against a deck that's not really seeing success in this format, if possible. So I'm going to try to get some good games with Ice Rider, and I'm just going to be rotating through some decks here, probably playing for a couple hours. So by all means, stay tuned. It's going to be not a long stream, but a couple hours. Okay, so we lost the coin flip, but that's okay. We might have an opportunity to go for Call for Family. Let's see. So no basic there. That's completely fine. Let's see exactly how this goes. Okay, so this isn't really too bad. I think that it's good for me to go ahead and start Sobble here. I like starting with the Sobble overall. Depends on what we're playing against, but I think Sobble can be pretty good here. No reason for us to put the Ice Rider down, because it's better for us to see what our opponent does here. So we're playing against a Sobble deck that eliminates that we're not playing against Mew, or at least I assume we're not playing against Mew at this point. And okay, another Sobble. This could be an Ice Rider Calyrex deck. This could be a Leafeon deck. They're getting out a lot of Sobbles. It's definitely a Sobble deck. What are they playing? Path to the Peak. I'm totally cool with whatever they just did. We can get set up here. So let's go ahead and we're going to go with an Ice Rider Calyrex V down. There's no reason for us not to put it down. We are going to put the Water Energy on the Sobble. We want to keep our hand as free-flowing as possible. So we are going to go ahead and go Keep Calling to grab our other Sobbles. We do have access to, we did prize a Sobble, we prized a Quick Shooting Inteleon, we prized an Ice Rider Calyrex V. So prized quite a few Pokemon like regular. We didn't prize an energy. I mean, so far so good. I think we're in a good spot. Let's grab these. We have Level Ball for Drizzile for next turn. That can allow us to get Melanie or Professor's Research, or really try to determine what's going on in this situation. With the Quick Shooting, it looks like our opponent's probably playing Rapid Strike until... Oh, they're playing Jolteon. That's completely fine. We're going to be up ahead a turn anyways, and maybe we can get some Crushing Hammer stuff going on, or we'll see entirely how that goes. And they're already down. They're going to be down a Quick Shooting Inteleon too. Jolteon's actually popped up a lot recently, so it's a really good deck to be playing against. What we want to do is try to not have so many Pokemon in play, isolate their Pokemon, maybe going 1 3 prize card, 2 prize card, or something like that. Finding an efficient way to get set up. And what did we get here? We got another Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. I'd like to get an attack off this turn. I'm not sure if we will be able to get an attack off this turn. So I think we go with Level Ball, search for Drizzile, and I'm gonna go for it. I think we just have to go for the attack. So let's go. Drizzile goes up here. Let's go ahead, search our deck for a trainer card. If we search our deck for a Melanie, we are able to maybe get into another Drizzile or an energy. So let's go ahead here, retreat, so we have the energy in our discard pile. So that does meet that requirement. Let's go for Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, and let's go for the Melanie here. So let's Melanie it up there. We aren't going to be able to get another energy, so unfortunately not being able to get a crazy knockout or anything else like that. Let's go ahead and go Pierce. Again, we don't need to worry about what our opponent's hitting us with. In terms of the Jolteon VMAX, they're not able to one-shot our Ice Rider. So let's see how our opponent really deals with this. They're probably going to get a Scoop Up Net, and they're going to get the first hit. I think we're just like slightly too slow for this matchup, if that makes sense, at this current point. But maybe they won't be able to really get a great start or attack or anything else like that. We can do a lot of stuff next turn. I'm actually not going to record this game. This game is not very good. So we can go ahead and talk here. Because the reason why I'm not necessarily paying attention to the chat while I play is, 1, I need to focus. 2, I just want to make sure. Austin, I have a booster case tournament on Saturday. Thinking of playing your Gengar list with VIP Cramomatic. Thoughts? Is there anything I should be careful of? Rapid Strike Urshifu. Math is definitely BDIF. Do you ever explain what you're doing out of habit when you're playing privately? I do it usually in my head. I can kind of flip it on and off. Can I build a more Pico VMAX and Inteleon engine deck? Maybe. I try to stick to more of the competitive content. Also, if anyone's new here, by all means, feel free to subscribe to the channel. That'd be absolutely sick if you could. Yeah, I think this game is... Water Energy, let's go Crushing Hammer. I definitely want to be able to attack this turn. I think that's one of the main things. So don't overbench it against Jolteon. Yeah, you definitely don't want to give them more free prize cards than you have to. So that's why I'm going to wait until the longest I can to put an Ice Rider Calyrex V down. Let's go like this. Crushing Hammer would have been really good there because I could have taken off there and maybe ripped a Fan of Waves. But so far, we're just, like, not really drawing into anything, and they're going to end up knocking out this one. So it really just doesn't matter. I think this game is just over, so I'm going to concede this one. Oh, yeah, you're completely good. Yeah. By all means, feel free to ask anything in the chat. You're more than welcome. I just don't want to get anyone's expectations, like... sometimes I do cover some more rogue decks or anything else like that, but I have to really be in the mood for it. I try to cover the top like 10 to 20 decks in formats, and I leave the other decks like that for other content creators who like creating them. So I know Tricky Jim has a lot of fun creating those decks. I know LDF has a lot of fun creating those decks. I know that Flex Daddy creates a lot of those decks. Also, how do you decide when to use Max Lance or Rider High King? So it's basically you use Max Lance if you're getting the knockout. The rule of thumb is if you're getting the knockout, use Max Lance. If you're not getting the knockout, it's usually better to use Rider the High King. But it can be a little bit tricky. So we're going to jump into another game here. We will get a good game with Ice Rider. I feel like it's the curse of the content creator. You play a couple games on the ladder and you're like, what the heck is going on? I am going to hit the record button, peeps, so I'll be back in between games. So we lost the coin flip. That's completely fine. Let's see exactly what we can get started with this hand. So no basics there at all for us. That's also fine. It gives us a turn to really just maybe use Call for Family, or maybe we could just we don't really need too much on our first turn. So we will be able to get out Call for Family, attach an energy, play a Marnie. Really not too bad of a first turn, depending on what we're playing against, that is. So let's see what our opponent flips up over here. Keep on playing against these Sobble decks. There's so many decks in the top 10 that are Sobbles. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be playing against Jolteon. That's completely fine, I guess. They got a pretty good start there with Sobble, Jolteon. I really don't have any complaints there. Let's go like this. I don't really want to play Marnie because they have 3 cards in hand, but we'll see how... If we get an Ice Rider, that'd be really cool if we could. Yeah, we're just not getting an Ice Rider. I don't know what's going on with these decks tonight, peeps. I'm the world's unluckiest. The world's unluckiest. I probably could have played that one out a little bit more. So I don't stream on Twitch because I stream on YouTube. And currently, if I were to stream on Twitch, I don't think I'd nearly get as many viewers. So that's also another thing. Let's jump into another one here. Keep on hitting nothing but Jolteon decks. So we won the coin flip. That's sick. And we are going to be going first here. This deck seems to mulligan quite a bit, but that's okay. It gives us a chance to get a better hand. This hand would have been very good anyways, even if you replace that Crushing Hammer with like a Sobble or something. So we do have... You want to know what? I really like this hand. We have Ice Rider Calyrex V, we have Crushing Hammers if our opponent touches an energy, and we do have access to Level Ball for Sobble. So we can get set up quite well. Let's see what our opponent flips over here. We're just maybe waiting for them to draw their mulligan, or maybe they're thinking about what they want to do. Okay, so we are playing against a Jolteon deck, and we do have quite a few we do have quite a few Crushing Hammers. That's okay, Crushing Hammer is not really going to affect this deck. Let's go for Sobble. So immediately we know that a Sobble's prized, we know that a Drizzle's prized, we know that a Quick Shooting Inteleon is prized. So there's 1/1/1, there's 3 prize cards. We did prize an Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, so we prized 4 Pokemon. We prized a Capacious Bucket, that's 5 of our prize cards. And what else did we prize here? Is there Research? No, it's definitely not Research. I identified 5 of our prize cards. I think that's probably acceptable. So we're going to go with Sobble. It's really easy when you have 4 Pokemon that are in your prize cards. Let's go Water Energy onto the Ice Rider Calyrex V, and we're going to go ahead here and pass our turn to our opponent. So we should expect that we're able to discard whatever energy that they attached, even if we are a little bit unlucky. And of course they had to attach the Speed Lightning energy that we could have got with a Fan of Waves. But if we are able to take down their energies, could be pretty good. Could be pretty good in general. Like if they just go in the active, or if they decide to go Thunder Spear, we might be able to go turn 2 Max Lance, knock out our opponent's Jolteon V. Yeah, they're going for it. So they're playing really risky. We are able to get, if we are able to just get an Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX and an energy, we could just take a quick advantage against our opponent. I think that's one of the things that's really going to help us. So let's go ahead here and go for Crushing Hammer first. Of course, the first one had to be a heads. I'm almost fine with playing a Marnie here, because Marnie's 5 cards compared to Research's 4, or Research's 7, so it's just net minus 2 cards. It doesn't seem like too important. We do save quite a few resources. So let's go Marnie and hope that we are able to get energy and Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. We are a little bit off from that. So that is a little bit unfortunate that we won't be able to make that happen. I don't know what's going on with this deck tonight. I really wish that we had a better solution. Now, with Jolteon VMAX having that much HP, it's something that we got to watch out for, that Jolteon VMAX has 300 or 310. It doesn't, 40 Pierce does not work with a Max Lance. So it doesn't make sense, like, it doesn't not make sense for us to use Pierce, but we should also use Pierce. Let's go, yeah, so we'll go Pierce. There's no point of evolving there. We can't really put anything else down. We really would have liked to grab another Sobble down. Now, we might be able to make it if our opponent misses this turn, and they just go for like another 20 on something, but by all means, our deck is really just letting us down here. There's no way to put it. We did get a little bit unlucky, but we'll see how our opponent plays this out. I think they should be able to get either a Drizzile or a Jolteon VMAX, or maybe they even have like, I don't know, we'll see exactly how they play it out. They just need an energy, and then they just kind of ruin our setup a little bit, and they should be able to search out an energy with an energy search. Now maybe we could take their energy away and hit them again, or do something like that. Our deck keeps on chugging along. Oh, they're going to go for Marnie, so they might not have it in general anyways. We could go back-to-back misses, and we might be able to go Quick Shooting Max Lance knockouts. So we have opportunities here. We do have access to the knockouts if they don't have the energy. No, they got the energy. What the heck? That's okay. We'll see exactly what's going on. So I don't think they really have much in their hand for next turn in terms of it, but yeah, the Max Thunder Rumble is going to be really difficult for us to deal with in general. So let's go ahead and yeah, this one's also not going to end up getting up on the YouTube video. What the heck, deck? We are going to play this one out, though, so I can kind of chat freely throughout this game. What's poppin', peeps? Yeah, 3 Jolteon in a row is just kind of nutty, I think. So we are going to go for Fan of Waves here. I just want to take away their energy. Let's go like this. And we have nothing going on in our hands. Like, this is a point where you don't want to do Max Lance unless you're getting the knockout. Rider the High King is just annoying at this point. Maybe they'll just like miss and just be like, oh, we didn't get an energy, and leave the Jolteon VMAX up, and then I'll get a Max Lance knockout. But like right now, it just doesn't seem very good. Just checking to see what's going on Twitter. So yeah, we're just playing some games, hanging out. I think it's something that I'm going to try to do a little bit more of, just kind of hang out and kind of I mean, I'm creating content either way, so we'll see. I wonder if they have the energy, if they're going to miss it here. They might just go 10-10 and try to bring us to 320. So that's something that's reasonable as well. If they miss an energy, we have a chance, but if they get the energy, I'm just going to concede this game and move on to another one. What do I think of the new Inteleon VMAX? I think it's pretty cool. I've played around with it on the channel. It's just like, if decks can Oko it, yeah. Jeez, Ice Rider dying. Ah. I do want to get a game with Ice Rider, though. That's an issue. So yeah, Inteleon VMAX is cool. I think it's just not appropriately positioned right now. So we lost the coin flip. That's completely fine. We're going to see. Maybe we can get Call for Family going up. That could be a decent thing that we could maybe get. I don't know. Sobble, Marnie. That seems like the general game plan, because we don't necessarily want to get rid of this gigantic hand. We are going to be playing against another Inteleon deck. So this could be a lot of different things. Maybe it's... I honestly don't know what deck this is. Maybe Sableye? Could be Rapid Strike? Urshifu? We'll find out. There's really no point of us going Crushing Hammer against a Galarian Moltres, because they could just get the energy back with Dire Flame Wings. And yeah, I'm gonna go Marnie. I don't think there's any reason that I want to pitch this hand away. It's usually how I decide. I'm like, hand seems good. Let's try to get other things set up. This hand doesn't seem too bad. And we are able to just go Path to the Peak. We only play one Path to the Peak that's to bump random other stadiums like Galar Mine and other things. I don't think we're necessarily going to worry too much about that. So let's go Path to the Peak here. Let's go Water Energy on Sobble. Let's go Ice Rider. And let's go Keep Calling. So we will be able to get 2 there. We do have a Sobble prized. We do have an Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX prized. What else do we have in here? Looks like we have some level balls prized, and yeah, not really anything too crazy. We're not playing against Jolteon. Fun fact, so we played against Jolteon a few times before this video. We're not playing against Jolteon as far as I'm concerned. So we're not going to lose double Sobble, so prizing 1 really isn't that bad here. So I'm really trying to figure out exactly what our opponent can do, but for what we can plan on doing, we're just going to be using Level Ball to grab Drizzile and taking it from there. Maybe we could retreat, Melanie, attack. A lot of it depends on what our top deck is. I'm totally cool to take the next turn off. It really just depends on how our opponent really deals with this. I'm assuming with Drizzile, we're going to see some action in terms of a supporter or a quick ball or both. So that's really how this seems like it's going to lie. I don't know. We'll see what our opponent decides to grab. Yeah. So exactly what I was thinking. Grabbing some kind of supporter. Let's see where... okay. They're going to go level ball again. Maybe level ball for a quick ball. Because it doesn't... Most Moltres decks are just not a pure Moltres deck. Yeah. Exactly. So supporter, quick ball. I'm pretty much right on the money. Let's see what our opponent's grabbing here. I'm fine with them discarding that one. Okay. So it is a Rapid Strike Urshifu deck. We do got to watch out for our bench Sobbles. That this could certainly be an issue, but quick shooting or Crushing Hammers could be cool. Fan of Waves could be cool. We have some ways around it. We don't really want to bench too many Ice Riders or anything else like that, and our Path to the Peak is probably not going to hurt our opponent too much, but we can go ahead and attack into our opponent's Pokemon. They're probably not going to heal too much either, so I think we're in an okay spot here. I want to get some quick shooting Inteleons up. That's probably going to be the biggest thing that we got to watch out for with G-Max Rapid Flow. But they didn't get that attack off, so far so good. We did get the Melanie as well. So I think before we do anything, we're going to go ahead, retreat here, and we are going to play Melanie before using Level Ball. It's much better because now we have opportunities to make things happen. And we do have Level Ball, Evolution Incense. So a lot of our things are already searched for. Let's go Drizzile here. I think Drizzile seems like a great choice. And let's go ahead here, Drizzile, search our deck for... I don't really know what we want to get, to be honest. I think we might just want to get a Professor's Research for next turn. So I am going to go for the Professor's Research. In general, I don't really see an issue with this. I'm just, yeah. Let's go Evolution Incense. I'm going to leave the other two relatively free there. I think that seems worthwhile because it just could get Gmax Rapid Flowed. So I don't want to necessarily put those out there. We could go Scoop Up Net and maybe get another Crushing Hammer if we miss this. Okay, yeah, we're just going to take that energy away because that might stop their Gmax Rapid Flow. Let's go Water Energy, and since we're getting the knockout with Rider the High King, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, we're just going to go for the knockout there. Our general game plan is going to be knockout Drizzile, knockout Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, knockout Galarian Moltres. 1 prize card, 3 prize card, 2 prize cards. And so far you can see that like we're slowing our opponent down with the one path. The path isn't really important in this deck. It's really just like, it's sometimes useful. And with ways that you could search things out, Shady Dealings gives you opportunities to search it out. That being said, we are able to just continuously stream Rider the High King or Max Lands for the rest of the game. So we'll see how our opponent really reacts to the situation. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to be ending up doing. They might just be trying to go for some Gale Thrust gameplay on hitting our active for like 150 or something like that. This is the type of deck that doesn't really have a lot of energy acceleration, so we can really take down our opponent's Pokemon with Crushing Hammers or even a Fan of Waves here or there because they just don't load up energies as quickly as other decks. I think the Melanie version of this deck is a little bit better. So let's see what our opponent's going to be going Quick Ball for. Okay, just getting out some Sobbles. That's completely fine. This looks like it's either going to be for a Drizzile or it's going to be for a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, depending on what they have. Okay, so they probably have a supporter in their hands. Okay, they have another Drizzile, so it doesn't really matter which order they were going to grab it with. Of course, use Level Ball for the Drizziles if you can. Use Evolution Incense for things that you can only grab with Evolution Incense. General rule, so I can only Level Ball, like if I had Level Ball and Evolution Incense, try to play the Level Balls for the Drizziles whenever possible. Try to use Evolution Incense for Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX and Inteleons whenever possible. Our opponent could take a multi-prize card turn with Gmax Rapid Flow this turn. That's only if they are able to get an energy switch and move that to the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX and get a Rapid Strike energy. Oh, they also have Raihan in their deck. I forgot that they didn't play a supporter because they did play the Crobat V-Down. So, yeah, maybe they will be able to attack. The one thing that our opponent did do is that they evolved first. So this is not a Pokemon that you could hit with or retreat because it's not Rapid Strike. So it went from being a Rapid Strike Pokemon to a non-Rapid Strike Pokemon. They might be forgetting that. Okay, so they do have the Scoop Up Net. That's cool. That's cool. Do they have the Rapid Strike energy? I'm not sure. Oh. Okay, this is completely fine. We actually got more mileage out of this than I originally thought we would. I think we are going to... I mean, I guess they can't really do too much. They might be able to go Boss, Rapid Strike, Knockout. So honestly, in terms of things that we have here, I'm probably just going to go ahead and go Level Ball, search for a Quick Ball, just to get another one set up in the process. I think that sounds relatively strong. So let's go like this, search our deck for a Quick Ball. And we're going to go for another Ice Rider Calyrex V. So let's take away the Scoop Up Net. I don't really want, like, I want to have 3 out if possible. So let's, yeah, Scoop Up Net so we have access to another energy. Let's go for the Ice Rider Calyrex V. Let's attach a Water Energy to that Pokemon and go for the Professor's Research. So we are going to have access to pretty much everything. So there's a Quick Shooting. We can start Quick Shooting that Pokemon away. Maybe we'll be able to get a Crushing Hammer on our opponents on their active. I think that sounds like a pretty good plan. Let's go I think I'm just going to go for it. I think everything else is looking really good here in terms of what we have. We have access to the other Inteleons that are in our deck. You can see we have those. So yeah, let's go for Crushing Hammer and just try to make it happen. Okay, not going to happen. That's fine. But let's try to go for Quick Shooting. Here, I don't think our opponent's going to be going for a G-Max Rapid Flow in general, so let's see how it plays out for them. Let's go Max Lance. The reason why we're doing Max Lance here and not Ride of the High King is just because we can eventually get the knockout with our Inteleons. So maybe with another Scoop Up Net, we could go for Quick Shooting, Quick Shooting, Quick Shooting. That's certainly a possibility, and we have pretty much everything set up for next turn in general, so I'm feeling okay with it. Now, I don't think this deck plays Cheryl. That's one thing that you do want to keep note of. Like, does your opponent's deck play Cheryl? I'm not sure. It's also another possibility where they might be able to go knock it on the active, knock it on the bench. Like, we do got to watch out for what that can mean as well for us, although I don't think that they're going to necessarily get there either. We really just got to kind of play this one by ear. I think we're in a little bit of a tricky spot, just in terms of how this matchup goes. It just depends on what our opponent does. Like, if they attack us with the Moltres, I feel completely fine this turn. Because the Moltres is going to take damage, we could respawn with a knockout, they don't knock us out, and then we could eventually Quick Shooting this Pokemon away. If they go for a G-Max Rapid Flow, my heart's going to break a little bit, depending on like how we play our next turn out. G-Max Rapid Flow can hit the active, hit this, and maybe put us in a really tough position. So that's one thing that I'm a little bit worried about, depending on how our opponent plays it out. And maybe we'll be able to get like out of the active spot or something. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see we'll see how it goes. But right now I think we're in a good spot. We're in an okay-ish spot. So there's that. It looks like they're probably setting up for the G-Max Rapid Flow. They can hit for the 150 on the Ice Rider here as well. So yeah, the only issue that we have to really worry about is like what this means for us in general. Like, they might just have Boss. We're probably at this point just not gonna attack with this Ice Rider. We're actually probably gonna attack with Pierce and get the knockouts. So let's go for Quick Ball this Melanie away. We're gonna search your deck for another Ice Rider V. Because we don't want to really be worrying about what our opponent could be doing. So let's go Ice Rider V here. Let's go Melanie before we do anything else. And we're going to be powering up this Pokemon. So you can see we have some cards that we could play around with. Let's go for Evolution Incense, and we can now grab out this Inteleon. This Inteleon will allow us to get an air balloon to get out of the active spots so that we can then attack with some other things. As long as we don't evolve this, we don't give our opponent too many prize cards. You know what I'm saying? So let's grab this Inteleon so we can get out of the active spots. And let's go Inteleon. Yeah, let's just go Inteleon there. And then we can go ahead and grab, I think we can go for like Quick Shooting. So let's go for another Evolution Incense, and let's go for a Boss's Orders. I think that those both sound like great choices. And we're gonna go Evolution Incense, grabbing our other Quick Shooting Inteleon, so we have access to that. Oh wait, no, I literally screwed up. I was supposed to grab... Oh my gosh, why am I so bad at Pokemon? I literally was gonna grab the air balloon. No. We're watching me misplay in real time. That was really bad. That's okay. We're gonna go Quick Shooting here. As long as our opponent doesn't have the win, we still have a chance. So we might be able to get the Quick Shooting Boss knockout next turn, depending on how everything goes. So yeah, totally wanted to grab Balloon. Don't know why I didn't grab Balloon. I think about Balloon and I'm like, oh, I have Balloon, right? So yeah, I think that's fine. We all get confused when it comes to some gameplay. That's totally cool. So the play was to knock out with Pierce there, doing 40 damage plus quick shooting. That would have been a much better play. But you want to know what? I'm okay with making mistakes sometimes. Sometimes it allows you to play different paths of Pokemon that you didn't necessarily realize. We will receive the benefit of taking 3 prize cards off this next turn, as long as we make it to next turn. I don't think our opponent has a way to draw 6 prize cards in one turn. I could be wrong there, and maybe they do. We'll see how they play it out, because they don't have access to Raihan. They'd probably have to go quick shooting, and some other things to make it happen. So quick shooting definitely does get the knockout on the active Pokemon. They'd have to find a way to get an energy switch, and they'd have to get a rapid strike energy. If they end up getting that, that's completely fine. I still don't even think they have a way to win the game that turn. So let's go ahead and send up this Ice Rider Calyrex V. I still think we have the dub here. Could be wrong, but we'll double check. So we're going to send up this Pokemon because it's better than us sending up this and them finding a way to potentially get a knockout. You never know when they're going to go Scuba Net, Rare Candy into Inteleon, and you're like, what? They play a Rare Candy? And they're like, yeah, it's for this situation, right? As long as they don't play Cheryl, we're good. And I don't think they played a supporter for their turn. So we can bounce back from this mistake. Fingers crossed, I think. And it really does show how the versatility of Ice Rider can work. Even though we did make the mistake of having Air Balloon, let's pretend like Air Balloon was prized to move on from that mistake and really try to capitalize on what could be happening here. And you never know what our opponent's going to get. Maybe they're going to go for Marnie here. They've already played, I think, a couple Marnies this game. Or maybe I'm thinking of another game. Marnie here would be a little bit tough because that does take our boss's orders away. But I really don't know what our opponent would be doing in general. Like, I'm still trying to figure out exactly how they're going to get out of this situation. Will we be able to get around? I would have loved to have another Sobble down if in general, because then we'd have access to Drizzile. But the fact that we have double quick shooting does give us a lot of mobility in this game. Or even if we could have scooped up net this Inteleon, that would have been pretty cool. Although it would have left them an opportunity to go G-Max Rapid Flow. And maybe they will go G-Max Rapid Flow here. They could just go Energy Switch, move an energy from their Moltres to their Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, and get a Rapid Strike energy from their hand, knocking out their active and maybe putting the damage onto an Inteleon. That would put them double quick shooting away from winning the game. And maybe that's their best move, right? The fact that we're just giving them an extra turn with the Rapid Strike Ursh is just tough. I don't think they're going to be able to knock us out with this, but you want to know, we're going to set up this Inteleon. I think it's still the best play for us to do. Maybe they're going to attack with the Galarian Moltres. I'm not sure. But let's end up this Inteleon, because this one's all fully powered up for Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Okay, there's their energy. Will they have energy switch? Okay, so they do have energy switch. So they were really just trying to get us all set up to take double prize cards or something like that. I think we still have game. I'm not sure. I'm waiting on our opponent. I think we might be able to take a 5 prize card turn, 3 prize cards plus 2 prize cards there. Yeah, our opponent might concede here. We'll see. Maybe they'll be like, oh, they already misplayed with the Air Balloon. But we have a crazy turn here. Let's make it all happen and work it together, because we are able to play this out properly. So let's... I don't know what they're going to choose. Probably Ice Rider Calyrex V. Okay. So they are going to put themselves down to 1 prize card. The fight is on. Let's make this happen. Okay. We got the Air Balloon in our hand. That makes it way easier for us. Let's go like this. Let's go Air Balloon there. Let's go quick shooting. We're going to take our first 2 prize cards, or 3 prize cards, sorry. So 3 prize cards there to start off our turn with just quick shooting using an ability. We have access to a lot of other cards we might have in our hands. And we're able to now go boss's orders, Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. So let's go like this. There's the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Let's boss this up. We're going to go ahead and retreat and swing hard with the Max Lance for the dub. So there's 5 prize cards in 1 turn with the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX deck. This deck is sick. Yeah, so that was a good turn. That was a good turn. So I'm glad that we got a good game out of it, even though I made a bit of a mistake. That's fine. I don't know if it would have actually changed anything, because we still won the game the next turn, if that makes sense. It would have been more of a secured game, but looking back on it, our opponent couldn't have won the game that turn. It just put us in a slightly worse spot. So I'll just go ahead and show the deck. GG. Ooh, someone offered me a private trade. I'll check that in between. I wish you could just look at it there. A lot of people shoot me over scam trades. And I'm like, why? So this is what we got for the Ice Rider deck. I'll explain the Ice Rider deck a little bit. Because I think that's important, right? I think it's very important for people to understand what's going on with these decks. I'm just gonna go ahead and hopefully that's a little bit better. So, yeah. And here's the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX deck. Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX is a great attacker. You have the choice between Rider the High King, doing 10 damage plus 30 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It's pretty good in this format because there's quite a few bench Pokemon, whether you're playing against a single strike deck with Houndours, Fusion Strike deck with Mew and Genesect, or maybe you're playing against an Inteleon deck with a bunch of Sobbles. A lot of decks are having a big bench. Max Lance gives you the opportunity to do a large amount of damage, but you do discard energies. The goal of this deck is to really go Rider the High King, then Max Lance, or if you're just getting the knockout, go for Max Lance. If you need any extra numbers, you have access to Quick Shooting and the rest of the Drizzile, Shady Dealings, Lions, search your deck for trainers. What makes this deck really cool is the Crushing Hammers. My list has been inspired by Azul, made top 4 at a recent late night series events. So Crushing Hammer, really good because you can discard a lot of energies. Decks like Mew play a limited amount of energies, and you can run them out of energies entirely. Same with Fan of Waves if they play special energies. Melanie allows you to get it all set up. Overall, the deck's just like pretty consistent, and that's the whole goal of how this deck works. Just going Rider the High King, Max Lance, hitting the right numbers with Quick Shooting. This deck hits the right numbers against Single Strike, hits the right numbers against Leafeon, hits the right numbers against Mew, just with Quick Shooting and Crushing Hammers and all that kind of stuff. So in terms of being a mid-range disruption deck, it seems to be working pretty well overall. So I really like this deck. It's awesome. Zach is recording his intro for the next one. A little bit. Can't wait for the character rares. You're doing late night series this Friday. I've been trying to play against you for a while now. We'll see if we can get in there. I'll try to run another one. I mean, you want to know what? I'd be recording like this at home. It's one of those things where we gotta make use of our time here. I was like, do I go ahead and record live, or do I sit privately by myself? And I was like, I'd rather hang out with peeps, and maybe peeps would want to enjoy that or see exactly what's going on. So let's go ahead and okay. We got choices. Can I put a pull in here? Let's go to deck manager. I have what are the other decks that I need to cover? So I need to do. I'm just gonna check this out. Just 1 second. Just writing down some stuff on my white wall. Okay, we are back. Have you messed around with fan crushing hammer numbers since there's so many rapid strike, single strike? Not really. I think it's really good. I just covered Jolteon. You know, you see my nice pajama pant bottoms. I'm just checking out my Twitter in between. Word. So what are the decks? So we have Rayquaza, Ray VMAX. What else do we have? We have E-Turn. What else do we have? We have Mew VMAX, Meloetta. We have Rapid Strike, Urshifu, Melanie. Okay, that's my pull. I don't know if that works for everyone, or how the pull results work. So we're gonna give this a little bit. I have to use the restroom really quickly. I'll be right back. Unsupervised chat now. It's not that much, okay? I swear. Where are we at with the poll? So peeps want to cover E-Turn. That's cool. We are back. Hey, how's it going? This is awesome. Enjoy watching pros play live. I was able to put together Mew and Gengar using your deck list. Really enjoying the Gengar without Umbreon, not having another Pokemon to bench. 100%. Yo, word. I was gonna say I thought the name looked a little bit familiar. So we'll the poll's gonna go until 1 a.m. I'm gonna go ahead here and while I'm chilling, I'm just gonna make this thumbnail for the Ice Rider. What did I actually, I'm just gonna pull up YouTube here on my side. My channel. Let's see. So let's go. Let's get this all set up. What would you like to be playing if there was a regionals tomorrow? Gengar, 100%. Yo, hello Vietnam. What's good? Will the stream be up on YouTube or not? Yeah, it will be up on YouTube. My favorite deck so far is Cloyster. Simple, fun, and no stress. Facts. I mean, it's a good deck for sure. I don't know what Cloyster does. I'm sure Cloyster is a fun deck. I wouldn't necessarily call it a good deck. I'm sure it's a fun deck, though. Yeah. So what's everyone up to tonight? What deck are we gonna play next? Right? So far it looks like we're playing Mew, right? Can you play with me? Right now we're just gonna be playing games on the ladder. But if anyone's a YouTube channel member with a Let's Play, I will make an exception for them. So I do want to let that know. I just enjoy watching you play. It's chill and you explain when you do things. Cloyster and Teleon on Octillery all Rapid Strike. Might be cool. I might have to try that out. Making thumbnails is probably my favorite part about being a YouTuber. Where do we send you deck lists? I do have my Discord server, so that should be there. By all means, feel free to post up your deck list. Can later I test my deck with you? I mean, it's possible if I have time, but I don't want to give anyone any promises. I'm just I have a lot to do today, so it's one of those things where I'm just like, you want to know what? We're gonna get a little bit of a stream out of the way while we are recording some content. Figured that might be pretty cool. So I'm about it. Cool. This gets us my thumbnails done. We still have another few minutes. It looks like we're probably gonna end up playing against Mew. I think the Gengar deck is very good. A lot of people disrespect that deck for some reason. I don't think it's bad at all. Okay, let's put this thumbnail there. So we're gonna have that. That's cool. I'm gonna press enter there. Thumbnail. Ice Rider updated. Cool. So we are all good there. Let's minimize this. So for me right now, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Guess I just haven't joined that. It's in the Discord. It's in the description. So let me see if I can find it here. So there's my Discord server right there. By all means, feel free to check it out. How do I feel about Ray in the current format? It's like okay. So yeah, let's go with my Mew VMAX deck. So this is Mew. It's Mew Meloetta. So this is Evan Campbell's list. I thought Evan Campbell's list was great from the late night series. They were able to come seconds. I think it's really cool. Yeah, no worries at all. By all means, totally join the Discord. I'd love to have everyone here just kind of vibe out. It's not always the most active, but by all means, feel free to hang out. So yeah, maybe we'll start off with this one. And I think that seems pretty cool. So I think we're, I don't know, we'll see exactly what's going on here. I'm just trying to fix this. Okay. So that might be a little bit better. I'm not sure why they made nothing of the Gengar V. Yeah, no, Peony is a little bit sus, but I really like this list. So this list is the list that Evan Campbell was able to come second place with at the most recent late night series events. Mew VMAX has been a deck that I've really been enjoyed playing since Fusion Strike came out. You're able to use Cross Fusion Strike to copy a lot of attacks. In most Mew lists, you're going to be copying Techno Blast, but in this list, you're able to go Melodious Echo on Meloetta. So if you have 3, you don't necessarily have to worry about not being able to attack next turn. It's based off a Fusion Strike system draw engine, so you draw as many cards as you have until you have as many cards in your hand as you have Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. It's kind of confusing to say out loud, but basically for each Fusion Strike Pokemon in play, you draw a card until you have that many cards in your hand. And you can use that for each Genesect you have in play. This deck plays very few supporters, just 4 boss and 3 Ellis's Sparkles. So you're able to drop down a bunch of these cards that are just trainer card item cards, and just draw a bunch of cards. Cram-O-Matic allows you to pitch cards to draw more cards with Fusion Strike system. Search your deck out. Battle VIP Pass is great on the first turn to get set up with basic Pokemon. Power Tablets can do much more damage. And you can always put cards on top of your deck that you'd like to draw with Fusion Strike system. Overall, I really like how this list plays out, and how I've watched it being played. And using Cross Fusion Strike and Mew VMAX and Free Retreat, like, this clearly seems like the best deck in format to me, and likely the best way to play Mew in general. My deck is definitely some full arts. Gengar VMAX does counter this deck pretty consistently. So that's certainly a way to do that. So maybe we can get into some gameplay. I just want to see if... what's exactly going on. Yeah, I'm just trying to see because it looks like my audio might be a little bit off. We'll see. I'll figure it out afterwards. I think it's probably okay for this stream. They need to make Gengar V full art. Yeah, it would have been cool. When will in real life events start back up? They start back up in March, or it looks like they're starting up in March. So we'll see exactly when they're going to be starting up then, and then I don't know. We're still dealing right now with a lot of stuff. So I do want to say that like things might not necessarily start up right in March, but I'm not. The Pokemon said they're starting up in March. Okay, so let's go for versus. And let's see what we can get going on here. Alright, so we're going to call the coin flip, and we won the coin flip. Let's go. That's kind of hype. We would like to go first, if that's... I mean, it's good to go first. We do start with Battle VIP Pass, Fog Crystal, Cram-O-Matic, and we do have some power tabs as well. So we're well on our way to having a strong turn one. To me, this seems great. I really don't know what else we'd be looking for. And we're playing against a Dragapult deck. So we do want to watch out for Path of the Peak. Let's watch out for Training Courts. In general, let's go Battle VIP Pass to start things off. Search through our deck. And we need to hit for 320 to get a knockout on our opponent's Pokemon. I'm going to go for Genesect. I think that seems like the best way to really deal with this. Because we do want to be drawing some cards. I do want to go ahead here and go for Fog Crystal. Searching our deck for a Psychic Energy. We were able to get kind of set up with that Psychic Energy, and I really don't want to get rid of the power tablets. I mean, maybe we could with the Quick Ball, just to draw, like we'll get rid of one. I think that might be okay, especially since we have Meloetta, to grab another Genesect V, or maybe we'll just grab another Mew V. I think Mew seems fine. We do want to like keep our hands, again, we have options here, so let's see what we get off this Fusion Strike system. You want to kind of come up with a system on how you want to be playing it. I don't really think there's much else that we need. I'm going to go ahead here and retreat into this Mew, just in case our opponent does have a way to attack into it or anything else like that. So we are going to go ahead here and pass. So overall, a strong turn one, and we copy Technoblast on our second turn, just to knock out our opponent's Dragapult. If they're just going to go ahead and go Bites, they're going to be in a tough spot. We can also go Boss's Orders Knockout. Yeah, so our opponent's going to be in that weird position where we're just able to go Knockout on their Pokemon. So let's go Cram-O-Matic because we might just be able to get it. Cram-O-Matic discarding Quick Ball because we don't need Quick Ball the most. We're just going to be able to get it. Cool. Let's go for the Mew VMAX. Go like that. We do want to leave the Evolution Incense in our deck so we can always thin them out later. So let's grab our other Psychic Energy. And we're going to attach there. No reason... well, actually, we'll hold on to the Power Tablet just in case. And we'll retreat... Well, let's go for Fusion Strike system first. There's no reason to retreat yet. So you can always catch yourself making mistakes before they actually happen. We're going to go Fog Crystal, rip out a Meloetta out of the deck. If we get an Alice's Sparkle, that'd be awesome. If not, that's completely cool too. Let's go for Fusion Strike system. We're going to try to go for the Alice's Sparkle. There's really no reason not to. We may be able to get another Heads here. There's another Head, so we are going to go for the Alice's Sparkle. Searching our deck for a few Fusion Strike energies, so we're all set up for next turn. So let's go for the Fusion Strike energies. Let's attach to the Meloetta and to the Mew. So we're set up for next turn. We're going to go ahead, retreat into the Mew VMAX, and we're going to copy Technoblast for the knockout. So cross Fusion Strike, Technoblast, knock out our opponent's Pokemon. They're left with no V Pokemon at all, and they're just in a really terrible spot. Now we could target down their other Pokemon with Boss as they come up, or maybe we're just going to get a concession. I'm not entirely sure, but this deck just seems to set up really well. Oh, our opponent is playing it out, surprisingly. So we can knock out a Sobble this turn. We could do a lot of things. We could even attack with Meloetta. It does give us more turn to get Fusion Strike energy in play. So then we can attack with Melodious Echo. Don't have a lot of HP here, but the Pokemon does have a lot of HP when you have Mew VMAX copying its attack. We could also reset the Techno Blast with the Switch in our hands. Mew has a lot of cool things going for it. It's really worth the packs if you are able to afford it. So let's see what our opponent's going to be going for here. We probably want to go Power Tablet, Switch, all that cool stuff. Trying to get set up. Maybe they'll go Path to the Peak or try to slow us down, but right now I feel pretty okay about what we have going on. Oh, they're going to go Raihan. Raihan, Fog Crystal, Dragapult V, What? Okay, looks like they have a different strategy. That was interesting. So another thing that we could do here is we could just go for another Elisa Sparkle, powering up these Pokemon. So let's go Elisa Sparkle. We're going to power up the Mew V, and we're going to be powering up the Meloetta. Let's switch here into the Mew to reset Techno Blast. We're going to retreat here. Might as well draw a freebie card, right? We got Fusion Strike System. And let's go ahead and go for Cross Fusion Strike for Melodious Echo. We're going to be doing 280 damage for the knockout. So we were able to easily get out all four. We also have Power Tablet if our opponent's going to be putting down a Dragapult V, VMAX, anything else like that. So this deck can just quickly like go through your opponent's deck without even trying, really. Like, it seems like they're just going to struggle a whole bunch while we're able to get set up. Like, I don't know what's going on entirely with our opponent. Maybe they're trying to turn themselves into a second, into like a one prize card deck, or I'm not entirely sure, but it's looking really tough for them to recover from this particular game. So we're going to go ahead and set up with our other Mew VMAX, and let's just try to get set up a little bit more. So let's go Great Ball. Nothing going on there. That's fine. We have access to... I'm going to put the training cord out now. I don't really care too much about my abilities. Let's go Rotom Phone. Maybe we could put the Mew VMAX on top of our deck. So you can see Rotom Phone allows you to put cards on top of your deck that you want to draw with Genesect. So that works out pretty well. We have access to both of those. And we do have the second Meloetta as well, so it might be worthwhile to put down in the future. But we have all 6 of our energies out in play right now. No reason to bench it down at this point, I think. I'd rather just hold on to it. So let's go Fusion Strike System. We could always draw more cards another turn, or maybe try to get rid of those. So I'm going to go ahead here and attack with Cross Fusion Strike. We're going to go for another Melodious Echo. Again, another huge knockout on our opponent's Pokemon. So instead of having to require Switch every single turn, which we just happen to have anyways, the Melodious Echo really allows us to get those back-to-back-to-back-to-back knockouts, which could just be huge for us. Our opponent's having a really poor time setting up, but maybe it's because we went turn 2 Techno Blast and knocked out our opponent's active Dragapult V, and that's likely the reason why it's happened like this. Now, if they get another Dragapult V, we're going to just do it, but there's the dub. We'll take that. Okay, maybe we'll play another game with Mew. So yeah, we have the double Meloetta in the deck. That's cool. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like it. I like this Mew list. So yeah, let's play another one with Mew. I think that sounds like a really good one. So let's go play Mew. Try another game with this deck. Let's try it out. So we're going to call the coin flip, and we lost the coin flip. That's okay. We're going to be going seconds. I don't think our opponent's going to let us go first. Yeah, we're going to be going second. That's fine. We do have access to Meloetta starts. We do have access to a really good start, actually. I really like this start. And maybe we'll be able to attack with Melodious Echo against our opponent on the turn 1. So I think that could be something really important for us. So let's see. Maybe we're playing against a single strike deck from what it looks like. We got to watch out for that. But a turn 1... oh, okay. We're just playing against Turbo Zacian. Interesting. Very interesting. Depending on what they do here, we might be able to knock them out if we are able to get Vitality Bands. It could be really good. We do have access to Battle VIP Pass. Oh, they do have the cape, so we won't be able to get the knockout, but that's fine. They're just going to go for Intrepid Sword. As long as they don't get any energies or anything else like that, we're pretty good, or a few energies. So we're actually going to start off here with Great Ball before doing anything else. It gives us the opportunity to search things out appropriately. We're going to go for the Mew V, just trying to get more things set up. Let's go for Battle VIP Pass. So let's set up with Genesect. We're going to see what we have available in this deck. Genesect, Mew. We already have an energy, so let's go ahead and attach it to the Meloetta. Let's go for another... we're going to go for a Mew here. So far we were able to clear out a lot of cards in our hand, which is going to allow us to use Fusion Strike System easily. We're going to retreat or switch into the Mew because it has free retreats. Let's go for Fusion Strike System number 1. And if we get an Ellis' Sparkles, we're able to make things happen. So let's go Old Cemetery there. Let's go Quick Ball away Boss's Orders. Don't really need that. Don't really need anything there. Let's go Fog Crystal. We're going to fail the search. Let's go for another Fusion Strike System for a bunch of cards. If we get an Ellis' Sparkle, we can attack. So far, really not going to be getting it. I might as well go for a Power Tab. And again, trying with Fusion Strike System to draw in some other cards. So really not a great turn. So we're going to go ahead here and pass. We did get our hand a little bit cluttered up with cards that we just can't play down. So that's things like Genesect V, Meloetta. But maybe our opponent will have some ways to kind of slow this down. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we'll be able to get a knockout on our opponent. I'm not entirely sure. These are... So one tough thing about playing an engine like this, you can't necessarily clear a hand out with Peony. Maybe it's worthwhile to play like one Peony if you have a dead hand, or... I don't know. We'll see. There's Zacian. Oh, they're just trying to draw more cards, maybe with... I'm not entirely sure. Okay, Crobats. So they're trying to draw some cards with Crobat. That's fine. Looks like they're just playing down a bunch of stuff. Turbo Zacian deck. Oh, with Bronzong. That's why they play Crobat. I was going to say, Zacian Zamazenta typically doesn't play that. Wouldn't be surprised if they were ending this turn with an Intrepid Sword on that Pokemon. And going past, or maybe Intrepid Sword even on the active. These are all options for us. Now, I might just go for an energy mix depending on how our opponent's turn ends up. Skyla's interesting for sure. Wasn't really expecting them to play that. But you want to know what? This deck plays like no draw supporters. Who am I to say that Skyla's not the greatest card? I think Skyla's definitely an option. So we'll see. We'll see exactly what the option is here. And yeah. I'm just going to really wait for our opponent to play out their turn again. I think it's just going to be going right into an Intrepid Sword. Probably trying to stack a Metal Energy on top of their deck. See what they could rip here. Okay, so they did get a couple energies, so they're ready to roll with their Zacian. We don't really have too much going on with our hands. So that's the thing that's going to be a little bit difficult. Maybe they wasted enough switching cards that they won't be able to get out of the active spot. I think that's our best case scenario. I think that's our best case scenario. So yeah, let's go ahead, attach a Fusion Strike Energy here. And let's go ahead and search our deck for a Fusion Strike Energy with Energy Mix. We couldn't really draw into any cards. So let's go with Genesect because our hand again is so full. But next turn we could attach an energy, we could put a Genesect V down. So even if Mew does run into a little bit of a rough spot, there are ways to kind of get around that. So we'll see how our opponent handles this situation. Okay, it looks like they're just going to be able to go Bronzong, get around it entirely by moving the energies up to the active spot. So it doesn't really help us that we attached an energy, lost an energy, but We will be able to still attack likely with Melodious Echo for 210 this turn, which I think is pretty cool. We just don't have all the cool bells and whistles that would allow us to knock out our opponent's Pokemon. I mean, I guess we could get double power tabs if we're lucky to draw into anything else, but that's something else to be said. So let's see how our opponent decides to go about this. I think they just take the freebie knockout on the Mew. That seems like the best thing that they can do in this scenario. And I think we're just going to see a Brave Blade knock out Mew. We're going to set up our Mew V, try to get set up. That's really the goal here. So there's Brave Blade. I'm actually going to set up the Meloetta so we could draw an extra card. I think that sounds really good for us. So we're going to go Meloetta goes up active. Oh, we have Cram-O-Matic. Are you kidding me? We really had to draw into the Cram-O-Matic when I'm trying to play the Switch. We still have to play the Switch, unfortunately, so maybe we'll find another way to get into it. Let's go Genesect V. Let's try to draw some cards off of it. So we'll start a chain reaction of the Fusion Strike systems. Probably going to lose another Switch here, so let's go for Cram-O-Matic. Yeah. So we're going to try to draw a couple cards here. Now we have the Alice's Sparkles. We could just go Boss's Orders. It doesn't really matter what we use Boss's Orders on. Let's just go there to try to draw an extra card because we have to get rid of supporters in our hand anyways. Let's see what we can get here. If we can get a Mew VMAX, we could be okay. Let's go Vitality Bands. Sure. Quick Ball away and Alice's Sparkles because we're not going to be using it. Grabbing nothing. Let's go ahead and go Fusion Strike system again. So you can draw into some cards to make things happen. So there's the Mew VMAX. We did reset their whatever, but that's fine. We can go Melodious Echo for the knockout. The only issue is that we're just like really running out of just like random cards. So let's go for Cross Fusion Strike. Let's go for the Melodious Echo for the knockout. So that's going to do 210. So we are able to attack with the Melodious Echo. So even though the deck, like, we're having a poor setup, we are able to get reset up. The only thing that's really hurting us this game is that we do not have another Mew V down. We just haven't have too many Genesect Vs up. Now, our opponent might go Boss's Orders on a Genesect V. That could certainly be cool. But we'll see how that plays out. So there's their Zamazenta. Maybe that's going to work out for them. We can still attack with our Meloetta here. So I think that's really where our goal is going to be, is attacking with Meloetta as a possibility. We have to go through 270 HP, so we have to go double power tabs to get a knockout on a Zacian. Okay, they're just going to go switch. We do have Max Miracle that does go through their stuff, so that is an option, but right now, like, we're drawing into all the wrong cards. This is one of the downfalls of the Mew deck. Like, I think in the other game that we saw, that Mew VMAX was very good in that game, and we really got set up quickly, and our opponent just kind of stumbled throughout the rest of the game. Here, us losing another energy, us losing a lot of things, is really gonna set us behind. So let's go like this. Let's go Boss's Orders, bring up this. I think that sounds like a pretty good strategy. Let's go ahead and I don't think we have a good strategy here. Let's go Fog Crystal, fail the search. Let's go Rotom Phone, trying to get a card on top of our deck. I think Cram-O-Matic is good because I can clear more cards. So really just like don't get yourself too clogged up with Genesects on your bench. We're going to go like this, search, nothing. We're going to try to draw some more cards. We're trying to get into double power tablets. And again, this deck's going to struggle sometimes. Like, it's just going to struggle. And maybe we'll draw into a power tablet, or maybe we'll draw into something. There's one power tabby. Maybe we'll draw into the other one with Fusion Strike system. So yeah, not necessarily going to happen. We are going to go for Cross Fusion Strike, going to copy Techno Blast for not a knockouts. 250, yeah, it's just not enough. I think this game is going to be out of our league. Yeah, no matter what we do here, so I'm just going to concede this game. This game's over. So yeah, yeah, I appreciate you, appreciate all the kind words. So yeah, that's the Mew VMAX deck. I mean, I think Mew VMAX is pretty cool. What deck do we want to go with next? We have the Ray deck. So yeah, this is the Ray deck. I mean, in terms of tournaments that have seen success, I'm just gonna see if I think Ray was played. Was it Turtwig? I know it was played at one of these tournaments. I'm just looking for the name of the player. Wasn't that one? Does anyone know the tournament that Ray was seeing success at? Oh, it's Yakamaru. You think Mew's gonna do well in the V-Star format? I think so. I think it's really good. I'm gonna see. Someone sent me a trade. I'm not sure why there's this. Yeah, just don't shoot me over a challenge or anything like that. I'm just going to be trying to record. But we'll see how it plays out. I'm just looking at this Ray list versus this Ray list. One Training Court, one Crystal Cave. Yeah, I think it's they've played the same list. So yeah, we'll give it a try. He is Vietnamese. Nice. So this is the Rayquaza list that Yakamaru72 has been playing to a few events. Ray was a deck that was hyped when Evolving Skies was coming out, and it ultimately did not live up to our expectations. The deck completely flopped. The goal of this deck seems to be using a Flaffy engine, just a 2/2, to have extra energies, or maybe even using Bolton's Electrify, and building up energies onto Ray VMAX to use Max Burst. The deck uses a Rose engine, so you can build up those energies from your discard pile, then use Azure Pulse to get your hand back. So it seems like a pretty cool strategy. The deck also uses the new Adventure Discovery to get a bunch of these Pokemon out. So a really unique way to play Ray that we haven't seen before. I think Bolton V is also pretty good in this metagame because decks such as Inteleon VMAX and Suicune V are both being played decently enough with that the lightning type Bolton V could be really strong with Bolt Storm. So overall, we're going to see if Ray is going to be able to see success in some gameplay and maybe a little bit better than we've ever seen before. Again, I think that Max Burst is a strong attack. No one's going to deny that. It's just really getting it on board. So I don't know, what does everyone think about Ray? Y'all like Ray? What do you think about Serena V and Giratina? I haven't necessarily tried them. Okay, let's yeah, I think Ray seems like a pretty cool deck. I'm hyped to cover Ray. What does everyone here think about Ray? Like, do you think Ray is good, or do you think Ray is bad, or what do you think's going on with Ray? Ray cool. I think it will get better with Ultra Ball gets reprinted. I think that's probably accurate. I mean, I'll put it like this. I don't think Ray gets worse. I really wanted to like Ray, but he let me down 100%. Play with Ray decks, it's quite decent. Cool. I'm gonna give, like, I mean, I'm pretty excited to give it a try. I think Ray seems pretty cool in general. What else I want to put in here? Allows Ray to do better. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. Yeah. I don't know, I kind of like these decks. I'm also just making a thumbnail right now, peeps, if you're wondering what I'm doing. So yeah, is there a giveaway? Nope, no giveaway. Just hanging out playing some Pokemon. It's like really raining outside. I don't know, how's the weather for everyone else right now? Has it been like rainy or anything else like there? Thanks for accepting the friend request. Yeah, no worries. I often clear out my friend request, so if I unadd you, it's not because we're not friends or I don't like you, it's literally because I clear my friend requests quite all the time. You want to let everyone know that. So yeah, we're gonna play some games with Ray in a second. Once I get a chance to. I'm just downloading this thumbnail. What do I think about Greedent V? I think Greedent V is cool. Have you made any Fusion Strike Inteleons? Yeah, they're already on the channel. A lot of people are asking for that one, and it's already on the channel. So by all means, be sure to check it out. Um, yeah, I never thought that Meloetta would be so good in this deck. In the Mew deck, that is. I think... Yo, hey, how's it going? I think Bolton VMAX is a better partner for Flappy than Ray. Ray right now. Bolton is underrated. I covered it and I didn't like that deck for what it's worth. I really did not like that deck when I tested it. It did not work well for me. I don't know if that's a me issue or if it's a deck issue or... What is your favorite Fusion Strike deck so far? Probably Gengar. Gengar for sure. Gengar is probably my favorite deck in format right now. I'd like to play some games with Gengar, but I'm trying to get some recorded contents out if that's a possibility. I also want to get Ellis's Sparkle. I don't know if I have Ellis's Sparkle as an image here. Need to download it. So yeah, we're just kind of vibing out. I did totally have an Ellis's Sparkle. Ellis, good answer. I try to have good answers. I try. Okay, there we go. Did you do Turbo Zacian? Yeah, so I've already covered Turbo Zacian on the channel. Like, literally, like, in the past week. So by all means, like, I cover all these decks. Be sure to check them out. Plan on building Gengar VMAX and holding to the moon like my GameStop stocks. Yeah, 100%. The deck's sick. I totally recommend it. Mew, Meloetta. Okay, so I have that downloaded. So let's see what else we can get going on here. Let's check this out. So yeah, we have this stuff going on. Let's try out this Ray deck. I think that's really one of the decks that I want to try out here, is just the Ray deck. So let's yeah, let's play some games. Gengar is my favorite deck right now. By far, Gengar is my favorite deck. I've been playing Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon since 2005, and I've been playing PTCGO since it came out in 2011. I want to say 2012. Okay, let's see what we can get going on here. So let's call the coin flip. We lost the coin flip. I think that's okay because we have access to Electrify. Yeah, it's really not too bad. Our hand's not great, but maybe we could go Pokegear into Adventurous Discovery. So I think that that seems like a pretty cool option that we have in this game anyways. Looks pretty good, and I'll definitely take an extra one. Our opponent playing Duraludon. We don't have to worry about their Skyscraper ability. With all the special energies, we play only basic energies. So yeah, it seems like a pretty cool deck overall. And we got the Adventurous Discovery, so this is a great starting point for us when we're playing Gengar. So our opponent playing Duraludon, probably since that's not the... they're probably playing a Metal Energy version instead of a Single Strike version. So I like this deck, how we're getting set up. And we have access to Rose, we have access to some stuff, like, I think we're chilling here. So there's their Turbo Zacian, or they're just Zacian, they're going to probably build up some energies with Intrepid Sword. Don't get two. Okay, past that. I always get so worried if they get a couple, then they're just able to attack us. Let's go for Adventurous Discovery to start things off. We're going to go for, we put them into our hands, so I don't think we're necessarily going to be able to draw cards with Crobats right away, so let's go for Ray, and a Ray VMAX. I think those sound like great choices for us. We're going to go Lightning Energy here. Ray goes down. Let's go Ray goes down. And we're going to start off with Electrify onto our Ray, one of our Ray Vs. I think we want to power up both energies because we're not really worried about our opponent having an immediate response. If we were worried about one of them getting knocked out, we just split the energy between the two. I think that would have been pretty cool. So they got the turn 2 Duraludon VMAX. I think that's fine, but we need to just determine how many energies it takes to knock them out. They do 330, so we're doing 8, 16, 24, 32, plus the base 20, so we need to do 4 energies discarded, which is a possibility for sure. I'm fine with the Marnie there. Maybe we can get another Adventurous Discovery. Our hands got a little bit whack. I mean, pretty whack for sure. So we'll see if we're able to come back from this. Our opponent can knock out our Rays or something like that next turn. It's tough, it's spooky, but it's fine. So we'll see how they play this one out. Okay, we got to watch out for the Zacian V. It certainly could be an issue for this matchup as well. And they're just going to go for another Intrepid Sword. Maybe look at an energy this time. No energies there. Let's get set up again. So we did get Ray VMAX. This looks pretty cool, actually. So let's go for Stormy Mountains. I do like that card. Let's rip a card out of the deck first. We're going to grab a Mareep. I think that sounds like a great choice. And we're going to go Fire Energy goes onto this Ray V. We are going to go for Energy Search to grab another Lightning out of our deck. We do want to get them in the discard pile for either the Rose or for the Flaffy. We prized a 1/1 Flaffy, but that's completely fine. Because we do have access to Azure, is it Azure Pulse? Yep, Azure Pulse, so we get to pitch our hands and draw 3 cards. So this is really our draw engine of this deck, which is going to get us all set up. We don't really have a great attack, but we could get the knockout on this Crobats. Certainly is a real possibility for us. We could just go for Electrify as well. not sure how I feel about this. I don't think it's going to be like a great option. But yeah, you want to what? Let's go for it. Let's go for Electrify. We're going to grab these 2 lightning energies, and let's build up 1 energy onto... You want to what? Let's build up both there. Yeah, we'll just build up both there. I think that seems pretty cool. So our opponent might just go for the knockout with Duraludon VMAX. That's something that we certainly have to watch out for. Maybe they'll go with the Zamazenta V. Not entirely sure. The thing that hurts the most is probably going to be the Zamazenta V's Dauntless Shields. Finding a way to get around that. We don't have Path to the Peak. So our way around Dauntless Shield is maybe attacking with Ray V. We could do 180, but maybe they could get a knockout in response with Duraludon VMAX. You got to watch out for the Zamazenta V when you're playing a Pokemon VMAX deck. Bolton V right now is hitting for 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 damage, 160 with Bolt Storm. So if we add 3 more energies in play, we could potentially get the knockouts. I'd like to knock out their Duraludon VMAX first and then try to find some boss maneuver plays or something like that. So it looks like they are just going to go for the knockout there, but we do have opportunities to get set up after that, so I'm okay with it. We could also put the air balloon on this Pokemon. I'm feeling okay. Feeling okay. So let's see how they really handle this. Like, we're going to take 3 prize cards there. Maybe we could take another prize card on their Crobat. Like, they did overbench, so we don't have to only worry about their Zamazenta V. So after we knock out the Duraludon VMAX, they probably won't have a response knockout. Oh. Okay. So we might be able to Rose knock out our opponents. Certainly is a possibility. Yeah, I think if we attach 3 energies, we get the knockout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think we get it. So let's go for Energy Search. We're going to grab the energy so we can thin it out to draw into one of our 4 rows that are in the deck. Let's go ahead here, attach this energy to this Pokemon. I'm going to put the air balloon onto this Pokemon. Stormy Mountain, grabbing out another Ray. I think that sounds pretty good. And we're going to pitch his hand away. If we had our Rose in the discard pile, we'd get it, but we're trying to draw into Rose. So let's pitch this away. Please give us a Rose. Ooh, we're so good. We're so good at Pokemon. So let's go Rose here. Rose to power up the 2 energies onto the Ray. And we're going to go ahead and use Azure Pulse to draw even more cards. So far we're set up pretty well, but we are going to go for Bolt Storm for the knockout on Zamazenta V, showing that this isn't only a Ray deck, it's a Bolton deck as well. I think that's really going to hurt our opponents in general. That was a really good attack, and we have all these Rays built up on our bench, so we probably can just, like, they'll knock us out, we knock them out, and then we're set up for the rest of the game. I think we're in a great spot here. I really have no complaints. Oh, they have another Zamazenta, so that's something that we got to watch out for, is their Zamazentas. But maybe we could get around it with Boss's Orders or something like that. That might be cool. Or maybe we'll just find a way around their Zamazenta in general. Like, I'm not really sure. Like, they've gone with a full bench. So there's their G-Max Pulverization. We do have to watch out for this one, just the Tool Jammer in general. Let's go ahead here and send up this Pokemon, or yeah, let's send up this Pokemon. It has free retreat. There's no reason to not attach energies to it. Let's go Stormy Mountains again. I can grab out a Boltons. I don't think that matters. Yeah, let's go for Boltons. We'll put Bolton down. We can always get that energy back with Rose, so it's not really a big deal. We could always just power up our Bolton V here. So let's go ahead and power up our Bolton with one of our training quartz, attaching a lightning energy there. So we're going to get ready for things with the Zamazenta. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8, 16, 24, 32, because it's 80 times, right? I want to make sure. 80 times, so 8, 16, 24, 32 plus base. That's a knockout. We don't have any special energies attached to us. I just want to make sure. Let's go for a Mareep here, and we're going to go for Azure Pulse, number 1. So we're able to get some cards in our discard pile that we can maybe get back with Rose another turn. Again, nothing here that I'm really, really looking for. We do have the lightning energy, so maybe we do want to keep that in our hands. But yeah, let's go retreat, send this up, and let's go for max burst. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go for the knockout there. Gigantic knockout on the Duraludon. Pretty awesome. Got a Flaffy. So we have some ways to build up some energies on these Pokemon. We do have the Adventurer's Discovery. The only thing that sucks if they knock out this Boltons is if they knock out this Boltons. But we do have Switch. How many energies do we need in play in order to get the knockout? I think it's, is it 7? No, it's 8. So we need to have 8 lightning energies in play. Or we need to find a boss. So if we find a boss, we're pretty much able to win the game. If we don't find boss, we aren't pretty much able to win the game. Simple enough, right? So there's our Intrepid Sword. Let's see if we're able to get this last prize card. So we do find a Rose. We can get 1, 2. Let's see how many energies we can get in play, because we might be able to just get it with our energies alone. We have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could get it if we get the other Flaffy, so that's reasonable. Let's just go for Rose in general. I think that seems like a good strategy. And maybe we could even just attack with the Ray. I think that sounds pretty good. So let's go Rose. Oh, we discard our entire hand. That was really stupid of me. I forget that Rose discards your hand. Don't be a dummy like Zach. So let's go Lightning, Lightning. We're going to go ahead and attach those. Or let's go Lightning, Fire on here. I think that sounds fine. So we'll just build it up. We're still chilling. They don't really have a way to knock out our Boltons, so that's something that we also just have to deal with. Let's go for a Azure Pulse before we decide to use Flaffy. We have another Fire Energy. That's fine. I'm really not super worried about what that means for us. So I might as well just attach the other Fire Energy there in case we have to retreat at any given point. I am going to just build up another energy onto this Bolton V. We could also just do it after our Azure Pulse. Like, there is some sequencing that we could do a little bit better here. But let's go ahead and pitch this away and see what we can get. We do have another Ray. So maybe we want to hold on to this to try to get a boss's orders next turn and go for Azure Pulse. That might be pretty cool. But right now I feel pretty good about this. So let's go ahead here and pass our turn. We don't want to retreat. We don't have the game on board. Let's pass. So I think we're pretty chilling here to win the game next turn against this Duraludon Zacian deck. And we'll see. Maybe they'll just go boss, bring up this Bolton, try to take 2 prize cards. Then we just get the response knockout with Ray. That'd be awesome. Maybe they won't get the bronze on. Maybe there's a lot of things that they can do. But so far, Ray's been able to kind of meet the HP requirements. There's their Boltons. We have the, 1, 2, 3 energies. So that's 8, 16, 24, 26. That's enough for a knockout. So we're going to go for a gigantic, one here, peeps. I think we can do pretty good here. So let's go for Rose. We're going to grab a couple more lightning energies onto this Ray, and we're going to swing hard with the max burst for game. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Knock it on Zacian to win the game, doing 420 damage. That game was pretty cool. The Ray deck seemed to set up pretty well. So I'll show... You want to see the other deck, so we'll look at the other deck. The Ice Rider. All of these lists are available for the Decklist Hookup members. So I don't want to be like, if you haven't got a chance to see if you want to become a Decklist Hookup member, be cool. But otherwise, yeah, by all means, check that out. So there's the Ice Rider list. So this is what we got going on over here. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully that's pretty cool. That is basically going to be where we're at for the stream today, though, peeps. So hopefully everyone enjoyed. So I will kind of go over the decks that we went over. So here's the Ice Rider deck that we played around with. Pretty cool. Take a screenshot. I will be featuring these in upcoming videos, these exact lists, so stay tuned for that. We do have Evan Campbell's, that was Yakamaru 72s. This is Evan Campbell's finalist list from the late night series. I thought that this was very good in general. So Mew VMAX doing very good with the Meloetta. Worked out amazing in the gameplay that we had. I thought that was awesome. What else do we have? We featured the Ice Rider. This is very close to Azul's list, the one that he was able to make top 4 at a late night series. So Ice Rider and Rayquaza and the Mew VMAX deck. So those are the decks that we covered today. I do plan on doing more streams like this in general, so stay tuned for that. Probably not scheduled, more or less when I'm able to make a video. But yeah, I really hope everyone enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed being here. I'll catch up with everyone later. Thank you so much and have a great day. Peace out.